Pay attention. This is a test. Try to count the number of footballs, like this one, as they fly across the screen. You have 10 seconds. Ready? Go. Did you count all 27 footballs? It's not easy.
Now what if I told you that you didn't have to count any of the footballs because the answer was staring at you the whole time? I'm your host, Rubio, here to boggle your mind and work your brain to test your knowledge on puzzle and problem solving. Not only will you be entertained and informed, but you'll also experience what it's like to watch episodes from the series Brain Games. And if you like what you see, be sure to check them out. This is Brain Minigames. Today, I travel to Seminole State College of Sanford Lake Mary to test a few people on some simple puzzles. Before starting the challenges, I had them introduce themselves. Meet the contestants.
My name is Brian Velez, and I work at Budweiser. I do orders, and I also fill in the coolers and build displays of beer at each account I go to.
My name is Denasia Williams. I go here at Seminole State. I'm currently studying nursing, and I'm currently a certified nursing assistant at John Knox Village.
I'm Keller Pilcher, and I go to Seminole State College studying computer programming, and I spend most of my time just running a couple clubs here at school.
I then asked them if in their profession or free time, if they ever work with puzzles or in a quick thinking environment.
Yes, I do. When I'm building a display, I have to make sure the row is like hip height or 12 high, and I have to also build it in like columns, but they have to be perfect.
Not so much as my job, but I do like stuff like that on my free time.
I like card tricks and whatnot, Rubik's Cubes, puzzle-like things.
I asked them if they're familiar with optical illusions at all.
No.
I am. I had a teacher in high school that liked to do it with the class, so we did it a lot in high school.
Not that much.
I then had them judge themselves if they're above, below, or with the average person when it comes to dealing with optical illusions, and why.
I am below the average person, and it's because I don't really have interest in them.
I'd probably say average. I'm not going to toot my own horn and say I'm better, but I think I can hold my ground.
I'd have to say that I think I'm above average in dealing with those kinds of things.
Has anyone ever heard of the show Brain Games?
Yes, I've seen it a couple times.
I've heard of it. I've seen like a couple of YouTube videos on like some of the demonstrations.
I've never heard of that.
I will now be showing everyone a series of optical illusions and puzzles to test their brains and confidence on the knowledge they have given me. Take a look at these two squares. What do you see?
I see one of the squares on top and one right here. The top one is darker and the bottom one is lighter.
Like a gray square on top and like a white square on the bottom.
I see what looks like two squares. The lower square looks light, and the upper square looks more gray.
Would you believe me if I told you these two squares are the exact same shade of gray? Let's cover the intersection between these two squares. Notice anything different?
They're the same.
Oh wow.
It's still, oh, okay.
This is caused from the shadows in the imagery. Your brain is tricked into seeing two different colors, when in reality, they're completely the same. Shadows are the biggest real-world illusions. Let's move on to the next problem. This is Apollo Robbins, a professional illusionist. He's going to show you something, and it's your job to notice what changes.
I'm going to show you something that's not completely legal.
Alright, tell me what you noticed.
I noticed that the $5 bills that he had, the single ones, turned into hundreds.
He started off with 5 ones and then did some weird movement and like ended with 500 bills.
Nothing. He had the money in his hand, and then it just changed right in front of my eyes.
Everyone appeared to notice that the bills in his hands changed, but not a single person decided to mention that the background, some of the foreground, and some of what he was wearing also changed. Let's see if anyone noticed.
No, I didn't notice. I was looking at the bills only.
Oh wow, I wasn't paying attention to that.
No, I forgot to look.
Now why was it that every single person missed something completely
I'm going to
obvious?
show you something that's not completely
It's because I asked them
legal.
to focus specifically on the money, rather than what's around it. This is caused by unintentional blindness. Whenever we are asked to focus on something, our peripheral vision decreases. If you stick your arms straight to the side, and you look straight forward, you'll still be able to see your hands if you move your fingers. But if you're asked to focus on something, your peripheral vision decreases to half of that. Now let's play a quick card game. I'm going to choose 6 cards. Your job is to think of one of them, and you have 5 seconds to choose which card you're going to think of. After that, I'm going to take out the card that you were thinking of. Let's begin. Time's up. Take a look at this image. Now take a look back at your cards. There are now 5 cards. Is the one that you chose there?
No.
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 Does anyone know how I was able to take out the card that you were thinking of?
It's a completely different step.
That's correct. The 5 cards I showed you are completely different from the first 6 that you chose from. So unless you were focusing on every single card and remembering each one, you were going to be able to remember that all the cards were different. Because I told you to focus on the one that you were supposed to think of. Have you ever been pickpocketed before?
I was at school.
No, I have not.
I don't think so.
Well, Apollo Robbins is not only a professional illusionist, but he's also a professional at pickpocketing and stealing people's belongings. Except he does them in legal manners. He's going to show you a cool tip, all while doing a magic trick, to show you how to prevent people from being able to pickpocket you. Take a look.
I get asked all the time, where is the safest place to keep your stuff? The answer is really not that simple. It's a little bit more involved. You have to get inside the mind of a thief. And to do that, I'm going to show you how. You have to understand their target. They're looking for brands, looking for the type of watch that you wear, they're looking for your cash, and they're looking for your phone. All of these things are quite valuable, but it's important the way you can hide them. When you're traveling, here's a simple thing to do. You can get a cup. It acts as a portable safe. Put all your valuables inside, put a lid on top. You need a little bit of a condenser, something that it's a nice touch sometimes is just to use something simple like a straw. You put the straw on top, it convinces them that the cup might be empty. And if they were to rob you, they wouldn't find anything on you, and they'd probably leave you with your trash. Well, the nice thing is you'd still have all your valuables, and at the end, you'd have a nice, refreshing beverage.
Now you saw how he made all those belongings turn into a liquid, right? But did anybody catch the bear, the gorilla, and the bunny?
I noticed at least one, but not the other. I didn't notice a bunny.
I noticed the bunny that was like standing back there, but I didn't notice the gorilla or the bear.
No. No, I was... No.
Once again, your peripheral vision was challenged without you even realizing it. Let's go back to the beginning of the episode, where I showed you those footballs. This time, play the game, but instead of focusing on the footballs, take a look at the screen behind them.
Pay attention. This is a test. Try to count the number of footballs, like this one, as they fly across the screen. You have 10 seconds. Ready? Go.
Did you notice it this time? All these optical illusions and puzzles were featured on the show Brain Games, which can be found on Netflix or on the National Geographic Channel. So if you ever want to practice or work out your thinking muscles, be sure to check the show out. Huge thanks to our contestants for being featured in this episode. My name's Alan Rubio, and I've been your host for Brain Minigames.